That's how I feel too.
Swap that right there.
Yep. Yeah. That's exactly how I feel. I'm trying to. We're live. I've got one thing, guys, for that Northern Border Regional Commission grant we're always on for the 970K. We just gotta update the authorized official, so we just need a motion for that. We were talking with them last week. Like a July 1st deadline, and they let us extend it till the next time we meet for just having it in the system. Prior to it, Corey was in the system with Bonnie, and we just hadn't updated it yet. So not a big deal at all. Mohawk Valley Economic Development District is on top of it with us. They worked with us to help us out with this too. So I guess I'll make a motion to update the MDRC documents to allow the town supervisor, Thomas Greco, to apply for, accept, and expend grant funds from Northern Borders Regional Commission and to sign all investment documents that bind the applicant.
I'll make the motion.
Thanks, Kyle. Second.
I'll second.
Discussion on that again is just they need the minutes from it to put it on their.
Failed to go forward. Perfect. We need to go forward, so.
Need to move forward.
Yep.
And then keep in mind, probably Tuesday will be the contract for the local development district that's named with these grants, which ours is Embed. So we'll do that on Tuesday. But just wanted to. They were really responsive with us on this, and they were really great about giving us a little bit, a couple more days to meet to get this document. I don't know if you got any questions on that.
I don't think so. I mean,
Yeah, it's just one of those things. It was in that portal, and Corey
Yep.
was on it, and so yeah, roll call vote.
Councilwoman Lonergan,
Aye.
Councilman Hannah,
Aye.
Councilman Lindsay,
Aye.
Councilman Roth,
aye.
Supervisor Greco,
Aye.
5 ayes. Okay.
Called Scott today. Those guys cleaning up yesterday, and
They rocked it.
quite a bit of garbage pickup today. I took mine right up from the restaurant because I didn't have to deal with it yesterday. So kudos to those guys around here. It's holy cow, there's some garbage around.
Oh, to them and to the
Busy.
mountain with 2 things in our town getting struck by lightning and those guys working to get everything up
Compactor,
and running this
you know.
weekend was unbelievable. So kudos to
Definitely was a
the mountain and to the DPW. And
fast and furious weekend, that's for sure.
It's a pretty wild scene every year. It never ceases to amaze me. It's
Gotta
like,
be on the floor.
there's all these
garbage.
the
And you know
police.
those-
I'll tell you what, the police with the traffic too, and being at the lakefront, they had some pretty solid spots.
Everybody did great.
Yeah, all around.
Successful weekend.
And there was a lot of
Even
people
without
asking,
power.
why the heck would the state try to work on the road on 4th of July and all
Yeah, I
that? That was
called
an
them.
emergency
Yeah.
deal.
Yeah.
There was a heave down there that was
Yeah.
very dangerous.
Perry Williams,
Good thing I wasn't in a
he
sinkhole.
said it had to be fixed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there was people hitting it like with their trailers where the hitch comes down, they were hitting that on it and everything. It was bad.
When's the state redoing 28?
2030.
2030. 4 more years to go. All right.
I guess you gotta do that one too, Tom, because that one didn't have a. Sticky thing on it, but. Another one.
Yeah, Scott called me today too, and wants to do an overhaul of the van shell, paint and lights. So
Paint it.
Yeah.
Sweet.
It is starting to look rough.
So we gotta
Maintain
pay
it.
attention to that. during
Preserve
budget
it.
Time.
Yep.
Preserve it.
Yeah, give me a jingle too. I told him, Ben, get a hold of, Spot up there, the Buzz shop up there.
Yeah.
Cause they had to have their, truck, has the same kind of panels on it. And I don't know what they did, but He got it fixed and it was nice.
Looks nice, yeah. We should talk to him about that.
Yeah, I told him to get a hold of him, or I'd give him a number.
And our committee is starting to get some quotes coming in on what the possibility is for the pavilion to stop the ice package
Sweet.
up on there, so more to come to that to the board once we get them all in, but we have 2 in, so, yeah.
Ice shelf drops under the.
Mike,
Cut the
please,
overhang.
Get in touch with.
Well, a
Ron
little bit
said-
harder than that, but at least we can stop the ice from building up so no one gets hurt, it's great. Hard to think about ice when it's been this hot, but,
Actually, I think they said that they had.
It'll come faster.
yeah.
They can do wraps for stuff like
You
that.
can put
too,
heat
which
tape
you
up
have
there
your
too
logo
for
and
metal
everything.
roofing.
Well, that's part of it, that's on these quotes too.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
Cause I just bought a bunch for my house.
I've got a question that maybe Mike can answer here. Generators. What town buildings have them?
Health center,
Health center. Police.
police department.
Anybody else who wants to help, we can play
Pump
along.
station, yeah, whoever knows what's going on.
Doesn't.
But yeah.
Target
No.
doesn't-
Pump stations have them.
Wells, yeah. Chlorinator.
Yeah, the
Right.
chlorinator has one. Other
Water
than that, I
pumps.
don't think there's.
The
The
water-
important
the-
things,
the
it
pump,
sounds
the pump,
like.
the water pumps.
Yeah.
I think Highway has one.
Yeah, I just wonder if we, there's a lot of
Complex
deals
out
out there for some good ones, or I scooped up one that's on a trailer with a couple big wheels on it, like $3,800 last year in the fall. But they didn't have power down here for the fireworks. I just didn't know if the town had like
A portable one.
I thought they did.
I'd get a hold of Scott. I think we do have one.
we do.
I
have
think
one.
Scott's department has one.
I don't know about
That would
this.
make
Yeah, I don't
sense.
think it's a big one,
I don't
though.
think it is.
And I don't think we want that
It's big enough because
No, to run the
it runs
pavilion,
one
yeah,
of the
to run
pump
the
stations
stage.
when the power goes out
Oh, does it?
in absolute time of need.
Well, let's look into it.
Yeah, I grabbed my little one and brought it over there. They had the band hooked up to it and they played on and the power must have come on 10 minutes later.
Yeah,
So
that's
it
what
worked.
always happens, you get the generator going. And
But
oh.
I just thought maybe if we had one laying around it for, maybe if there's a long extended period of time for something. Pretty useful. Refrigeration or something.
Scott or Casey, one of those departments has one
police had
for
one.
Well, I
the
guess that we should,
emergency
if they
need
do
of
have
the
it,
pump
note it, so
station
when we have
family.
emergencies, we know who to call to get it. So find out, be easy. Easy enough. Thank you, Kyle.
Oh, you're welcome.
Well, we had one in that
Be done
police
with that.
trailer too that was, well, it probably wasn't a monster one, but we had one in there. Didn't we sell it? Yeah.
Wow. Envelopes.
That was put up as surplus, if I remember correctly. Anything that was pulled out of that trailer was put up as surplus.
We did get rid of it, yeah.
Yeah, it might be here. Maybe on your own.
As much as we'd like you here, I hope you're not. I hope you're having a baby.
I'm sure you
I'll have a
guys,
bunch of stuff left. No, I'm just kidding.
you guys all saw this thing from Excellus Blue Cross, that
Yeah.
this wonderful thing that might go up 13%. But probably won't go that high, but you never know.
Insurance just keeps going up and up and up.
You see that, Kelly?
Yep, I got one.
We all got one.
Deanna here with the beach too. I don't know if anybody's been included on that, but it's just some lifeguard, workforce stuff to deal with being able to open the deep end, not being able to open the deep end. Just some difficulties there with commitment, I think.
Are they not showing up to work?
I think Hannah's doing the best she can over there.
Doing the best we can. We have a third backup safety plan now, so we are just ready to go with the
July 4th.
resources that we have. And
Are they not showing up, or
We
One.
had one no-show unfortunately on Sunday, so we had to alter some things. We had a guard have to step away for an appointment, necessity, so I stepped in as first aid station, which I have come up with a third backup plan where I'm gonna have a couple camp counselors upgrade their first aid for professional rescuer certification.
Okay.
So they can cover the tent on the beach as the first aid position. Lifeguards can only shift to lake and chairs and do the rotation with that. So then it covers one extra body out there. So ultimately, we can be at 4 guards and then have one secondary first aid and then be able to be at full capacity out there.
Okay.
So we're coming up with plans, we're working actively. Unfortunately, we have had one step away, one have a no-show, but you can only do so much, so.
Cards that are dealt. No deal with them.
That darn beach.
Is the construction of the dam impacting the hours of the beach or anything during the day?
Maybe just the sound.
Just the sound.
Yeah, and there's some high-pitched metal screeching the other day, but
Okay.
Keep on keeping on. We got summer's almost over.
wow, like 3 hours.
Did you say it's almost?
Yeah, but they won't be done with that
Could you
dam in
please
1
just
year.
stop?
They'll be working on it next summer.
Yeah, it's a
That was
2-year
quick.
deal.
It's called 3 summers.
Three summers.
I thought they
Maybe
said
summer.
2 summers and through the fall.
Day.
Yeah.
Let's call it 3 summers.
Tommy,
Just to be
Tommy.
safe.
And that one. And this one.
Kelly and I have been sitting with some department heads. I haven't made all of them. I think I might have missed. I don't know, assessor.
That was a quick one.
Yeah. But those have been really, really informational, and we hope to get some secondary ones scheduled after Kelly's got her handle on some more stuff. If some committee members want to join her for the next round, I'm sure we'll get them out to you guys. It might be really beneficial to Judy going into our first budget here.
Yep.
Some stuff that I definitely enjoy learning for sure. It would have helped, the last 4 years too.
Thank you.
Board members too.
I think it's beneficial to Kelly, right? It's gotta be
Yeah,
awesome.
so I have that Excel sheet I showed you, the over and unders and where the money came from. And so now when somebody sits in me, we go through that.
So now you can also be the bad guy when it comes
Yes.
time. It's like, wait a minute.
Like when Scott calls me at 7 AM and says the motor's not working the other day,
Yeah. Right?
That was something.
I have it.
Yeah.
We have garbage.
I have to commend those guys up there. I
Oh.
went up there
Yeah,
the
they're
morning
amazing.
of, and
That was crazy.
they did a great job directing everybody up there.
A lot of work,
There's
Bad time.
Oh yeah.
always.
yeah, what a some people mentioned having 3 people up there. I think it's great. I think it's well worth it. Can't imagine being that much of a hit on our budget, but when you've got the stickers, the recyclable, the metal, and then the payment or the receipt, not the payment, but then watching the compactor, having 3 people up there, I think, is why it's running so smooth. On top of the people that we actually have up there now too. So nothing against anyone beforehand, but I think the 3 makes a difference.
Yeah, and Scott explained that to us too.
It's
And there's a lot of elderly people that
yeah,
need help.
they help them.
I gotta say 2's fine.
Yeah.
Or you can tell that.
I see Mr. Dixon here. We got Jay here. Just we're on it. We're trying to figure that whole scenario out. So we're hoping for a zoning board application to be put in. Deadline on that. Figured I'd mention it while you're here. So.
That's why I'm here. I think that's the wrong approach. I mean, mommy tells you no, so you go to daddy. I mean, the ZBA has already ruled on this. I just think, is it okay to talk now?
Yeah, go
I
ahead.
don't know.
Yeah, that's why I was.
Well, I was here, it's our anniversary. A year ago today, a year ago on the 8th, the town voted to take legal action on our Ramona Point dock problem. And it's a very frustrating process, I should say, because it's been a year and nothing's happened, not one thing. And I wanted to come and talk when the attorney wasn't here, because I don't want to embarrass him in front of the thing, but it's totally ineffective how he's approached this whole thing. I want to give credit where credit is due, though. When Tom jumped in, he told me, give me a month or something to get acclimated in here, and I gave him 3. So I knew he had other things in the house. And Jay has been terrific. He is always there on this, but this whole process is so flawed. It is just the most frustrating thing. Unanimous vote by the board a year ago, to respect to Mrs. Lanigan, she wasn't here, but to follow up. And then previous town supervisor, who was also very open with us, had no issues with Bonnie. But she did say that there was apprehension because the attorney said it was gonna be a $50,000 or $100,000 process to follow this through. Now, just a reminder, the town said that they were going to go after this persons and force them to pay all the legal fees, fines, etc. Because if you don't make it punitive, it's not gonna work. So the town attorney at that time said that it was wise to skip the town court process and go right to the Herkimer County Supreme Court, which our attorneys said is a very flawed approach. The Supreme Court of Hamilton County, or any of the counties, Herkimer County I should say, or any of the counties, are gonna kick it back locally when they get it, because there's a system in place. And yes, if we don't, assuming the town court system backed us up on this, backed up the town, protected the laws, yes, the defendants, or whatever you want to call them, we have other names for them, but I'm not gonna say that here. They and their attorney could appeal it to Herkimer County Supreme Court. But generally speaking, our legal, and that's 3 attorneys, 3 separate ones, said that the proper way is you go through the town first. And again, if they don't like the town verdict, they can take it to the Herkimer County Supreme Court. So this has been going on since 2022, when they bought the property, and they've totally ignored all laws, codes of everything the town of Webb. And so, you know, this idea about trying to find a way for them to get what they want is counterproductive, because the whole gist of this is they are not following the codes, they're not following the laws of the town, and I don't know why any of that is subjective or reviewable. Just as a reminder, this dock problem on that right of way is property that the person who put the dock does not own. There's a 25-foot right of way from Route 28 to Fourth Lake. And every person, every 6 people on properties on Ramona Point has a right of access. It doesn't say anything about structures, it doesn't say anything about docks, it doesn't say anything about anything other than access. That's the only word in there. It's in my deed, it's in all of our deeds. So, again, you know, I don't think enticing them to go back to the ZBA, and it's a different ZBA now. There's, Scott Little was chairman then, and he did a great job orchestrating this. It was unanimous at the ZBA for them not to get it. They didn't listen to him. They put the illegal dock in anyway, and it blocks the dock that they approved for us. The person owned the property, you have to remember, Scott said, would you compromise and give a dock right in the middle of the right of way? And they went back and forth, and the owner said yes, and the ZBA approved a 4 by 16-foot dock. And the other person, had to put a 45-foot dock, 45 feet. Okay, there was a 15-foot stub, and he put 230 extensions on that. So this idea that, I mean, there was a previous dock and all this other excuses, it's irrelevant. They're still not following the town codes and laws. Nothing has been done. And it's just very frustrating for us. We're very happy residents of the town of Webb, except the dump is great, or transfer station. Those three people are terrific up there. We never complain about anything. I've been here one time in a year, and I'm just coming back because, you know, the other thing here is that the town attorney wants to play nice in the sandbox, and this is wrong. I mean, the fines should keep rolling on every day that they are not in compliance. There shouldn't be any kind of, let's stop the fines in good faith, and let's do this, and let's do that. I don't understand why we're playing patty cakes with these people.
If I may, Tom, when you were
Right
here,
ahead.
and I think the rest of the board heard me say it, when our town attorney, and I think it was wrong also, I'm gonna agree with you, to prolong that, to go back to the, planning board or zoning board, whatever, was ridiculous. You guys, right? I said
You
that
did
out
say
loud.
that. You did say that.
I think it's absolutely ridiculous, and I'm about ready to say, Brian, you're off this case, and let's get somebody else
Well, I
on.
see where you appointed Bond, Shenick, and King, and they're the pros from Dover. I worked with them extensively, my previous group. And I agree, you know, we gotta try something different. We're a year into
Ask
this,
Jay, we talked to him today about it, so the heck with it.
A year?
Try somebody else.
it's been ineffective. I'm not saying anything. Everybody that we've come to on this, from the two town supervisors, the previous, everybody's been agreeable. But that's like the thorn in our seat right there now. And you have somebody else lined up, give them a shot at that. Hand it over to Bond, Shenick, and King. And this is not a negotiable situation. While we're talking about, well, let's take it back to the ZBA and see if they'll, you know, the ZBA already had us compromise, and we agreed to do that. But then they put the docket right next to us the next day.
So where we were with this was last decided was the ZBA thing was a part of, like, you need to remove the dock because we declared it an illegal dock. That was done in the notice of violation. So the part of
Yeah,
that
3
was
years ago.
no, just I know. So we said that dock's illegal. We 100%. You got the notice of violation, and you were supposed to remove the dock and go back to the zoning board application, and then and I understand it probably would have been denied because it wouldn't work with the one that's existing in the current rules.
Yeah, well,
So that's where we were with that. That's what we got to after looking into it all. So as it stands now, with it being pending litigation, I feel, it's difficult to talk too openly about.
is it pending litigation? I mean, what's been done?
Yeah.
I mean, really, and.
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
So I don't know what,
Sorry I came in on this late, but I
no, I know, I
feel
understand,
for
I
you.
understand
Yeah.
that, but you just gotta understand the frustration. And we went through it all this weekend, cause the little dock that we put in, you can't even use. They put the boat in, and it keeps us, we got pictures if anybody cares.
If I
How
remember, it
big is
was,
the boat that they put in there?
It's 25, 27 foot, it's a big boat. But the dock that the ZBA approved, that didn't fit that boat, but that was the dock, it was a compromise all the way around. We didn't wanna do that one either. But keep in
And
mind,
then they added to that.
no, they put the one right in next to it and
They put
blocked
right
ours
next
out,
to
that
it.
was, cause we had, Will Hollister came in, Hollister, and marked the exact same spot. We bought the dock at Big Moose Yamaha, and Jay and Steve watched it be installed, gave us the compliance on the spot. The next, 2 days later, they put the dock in right next to it and crowded ours out, in total defiance of the town. We
So
just,
when we talked with law enforcement, there was concerns about us removing the dock, because that was also on the table. We were like code enforcement, heck, I even offered to go help.
no.
The town,
We removed it
I
once.
know, and that's where we were worried about us being.
We don't expect you to
If
take
we
it
removed the dock, so that's why we were, at the end of it, after everything was settled, we're like, this thing needs to be removed, and he's refusing to remove it, so, yeah.
There's a
I
there's
get-
a large safety issue there too, Tom, if I may. The new dock, the illegal dock is directly on the property line.
Oh,
The neighboring property went through all the channels with DEC to get a swim line put in to delineate their swimming area in the property next door. The neighbor has now wedged a jet ski between that swimming rope and the dock, and it's pushing the ropes out of the way.
That's the dock he put in, and ours is
Oh, there you go.
one. And he's got cameras on the
so you
dock.
can't even get to, I
Right,
see
and he's
now.
got cameras on the dock. You can pass that down if you want. The dirty pictures are later. But I guess, you know,
So
I'm not here to bitch.
It's-
But one year,
The fact that it
Uh,
was.
you have every
has been
right
on the
to.
table
Pardon me?
since they were hired. They were been on the table for, you know, just to see if that's a possibility too. You know,
Well,
I don't know.
but you have to go
for
back.
them to provide legal counsel. We listen to what our legal counsel offers, like we just did the other night. You know what I'm saying?
But the thing is, we have to go back to, and you weren't supervisor, Bonnie was.
Not too much that we can
We
discuss
voted
right
to
now.
go right to Supreme Court. Do what
Yeah.
you gotta do.
Unanimously,
Doesn't happen.
the four of us.
And it hasn't happened.
yeah. Then and I'd stop in the office and Don would, because Nancy was wonderful too, and I'd always get the updates. They call up and we've had staffing problems in the office, we got maternity leave and all that, and that's not our problem. We hired you to do a job. If you can't do it, just tell us, we'll get somebody
Yeah.
else. That's all.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So that's the frustration. I mean, I sat in your seats. I was elected commissioner in my town for 8 years, and I was on the planning board for 19 years. So I know some of this stuff, and it's just very frustrating because the attorneys do work for us, and when the total thing is, well, we're in litigation, we can't talk to you. We can't. I mean, that's ridiculous.
Well, and
They could tell you something. We had that, and by the way, in my previous world, we used to get a report from the attorneys on anything legal for every month. Every month, you'd get it, so when somebody comes and asks, well, here's the up to the date. You don't have to have the lawyer come, but just tell us that. And if we didn't get the report, we didn't pay their bill. That was our
well,
problem.
and all this time that we asked Brian about it, we're paying him. And we haven't gone anywhere. The other
So-
day when he was sitting here talking to us, we're paying him for that.
So what I'm asking is,
For his.
turn it over to
reason
a
go back
different,
to
let's
the
try something
ZBA.
different. We gotta, and I think that having them apply to go to the ZBA, you're wasting the ZBA's time again. And how do you know that what are they gonna do if they agree to let that happen? And then we've gotta go rip the dock out that they are already approved, that we've already paid for, everything that the ZBA ordered them to do, they didn't do, but we did it. We, on our own nickel, bought the dock, we had their docks removed, we put it up in his front yard, nice, safe, they called the police on it, but Andy, told the police, don't worry about it, they're within their rights to, we were doing that to comply. And, we just feel very, out on an island there and since this all started, somebody sold their property because they're disgusted. 2 people have died, and another person is on the edge of selling their property. And it's all because of non-attention to this matter. So I'm not gonna bitch at you anymore. I'm sorry about Portugal, by the way, but, go USA. We gotta try something different. We gotta try something different. Yeah, and you folks sit there and you wait for him to tell you stuff
That's not
and
what.
it doesn't come.
No, you're absolutely right, and I have to agree with you. Last year, this time, the 4 of us plus Bonnie unanimously voted to move forward with this to Supreme
And-
Court.
Retrieve all legal fees, fines and costs. And don't
Correct.
lose sight of that. you gotta make it punitive, and if he doesn't pay you, just attach it to the property. That's just
Yeah.
our right as a community.
I'm not losing sight in that in the bit. This has been an ongoing issue for many years, and I do think it is time to either call Brian and ask him what's going on, and it's time for him to either or get off the pot and maybe talk to the other lawyers, because this has been an ongoing issue previous to me coming on the board. This has been an ongoing issue, and we sat here, the four of us, unanimously voted on it. Something's got to be done. It's
Before we had BSK, that was during that time when we were hearing the things about the maternity leave, and they were down lawyers. So we heard that often prior to 2026 and during the course of 2026. And then we do have another firm. And other things we've spoken to, Brian has said, yeah, hand that off, I'm sure.
Well, I'd like the board to make a motion to turn it over to BSK now. Just tell Brian, it hasn't worked, we gave you a year. People were,
Yeah, I have to agree. The last time we spoke to him about this which was just last month's meeting. It felt the same. It felt, like we were gonna this was gonna continue to go this way. But I just think our hands being tied with pulling the dock, moving the dock,
And I don't think we can legally turn it right over because we hired them for a specific, the other law firm for a specific reason, not.
well, he's on retainer
Not
to the
for-
town, right? But if you've
Whatever
already appointed
contract.
another attorney,
We appoint another attorney to handle HR, not this.
Yeah.
well, they've got the best
Specifically
litigation
not.
department in New York State, so Bonchenik and King, not.
yeah, they were. Well, it was labor and union representation in general municipal matters, so we can use them for general municipal matters.
Plus,
We haven't yet.
Right.
maybe you just give
We haven't
Brian a
yet.
call, say, Brian, we're frustrated, you're not on the case anymore.
Yeah, let's just.
But
How
even
hard
if you
is that?
talk to him, Mike,
He-
the approach he's taking it isn't working. Just bypassing the town court, this should have been rubber stamped at the town court 11 months ago, and then you could have done stuff, we could have had everything removed, the town could have actually had been authorized to move it by our own legal system to town court. And then if they wanted to appeal it to Herkimer County, go do it, but look how long that's taken, and in the meantime, all this stuff would have been gone.
What's the
Did
property?
did we go to town court? I'm sorry, I have
No.
to back up. Okay.
No, we didn't.
So
We talked about that too.
why don't we just get there, like now?
That's
If they're breaking codes, they're breaking codes. Let's do it.
so that notice of violation, that's expired.
Yep, that was 10 days.
So we
By
can
the way,
do
are
it
the
like-
fines being accrued?
That's up, that the lawyers are handling that. They it seems like this other approach is kind of put a halt to that while they're figuring out what's going on.
But the attorneys do not have the right to waive your fines. The town imposes that, they can't use that as a bargaining tip.
Right.
True.
I know that from my own experience. We
That's
couldn't waive fines on a lot of things, and the attorney has no right to do that. And as I understand it, well, let's let it go back to the ZBA, and then let's put a moratorium on the fines and all this other, it's just the wrong approach.
Oh, I can tell you.
They could correct the issue before it goes to the ZBA. You pull the dock and then you go to the ZBA.
Who could,
That's the correct order that should happen.
Anybody can go to the ZBA. That's what we said. Hey, this stock's illegal. Feel free to put in an application to the ZBA. That's basically the approach.
now
we
you
took.
put an application.
Yeah, but yeah. I mean,
The ZBA has already ruled
anybody
on this.
can.
Correct.
And if the ZBA,
The ZBA can still have another. They can still have another variance application come to the table.
As long as it's
we were
different
just.
than what they first went to the ZBA for, they can go back as many times as long as they change what they're asking for.
Jay and I, as we worked
you guys were
together,
great getting in.
we
their
just
faces.
wanted to get on. Yeah, we sat face to face with them. We did a lot of homework. We did a lot of research, and that's where we got to. And then we wanted Brian to hear us out and provide the legal counsel that he did. But what he provided seemed to be like what Mike said right off the jump, the kind of the same route.
Yeah, he
I don't
wants to
disagree
play-
with your. I don't disagree with your suggestion by any means.
He wants to placate them. Let's, kumbaya, and let's see if we can make something work. The happy, joy for everybody. It's not gonna be, we already went through
I
that
hoped
step.
for that too. I did.
I know.
Perfectly
That's because you're a nice
transparent.
guy.
I did.
You really are, so.
Can they go
Stuff.
to the ZBA if it's not their
We-
property?
So we can't, we can't, that was exactly my point too, with the ZBA from the jump. That application that was there, that we, in our findings, was put in by William Lentz and Steve Shanley.
Yeah.
And it had Robert Kloster's name in there, Kloster.
And he didn't know
He's
it.
in it. And then you get to the signature part, notarized, and William Lentz is the one who notarized it. But they just put his name in there. So we wondered the whole time, how can somebody put in a zoning board variance application on somebody else's property?
We read it in the paper.
So that's when we
That's
just
how
went
we
over
found
and over
out
and over.
about it.
So that we don't even know how a variance was approved in any way by the time it got to it. How could the zoning board give a variance for someone who is on an application that has nothing to do with the property? So
I don't know, you wouldn't like to go home and find somebody put a dock on your property, would you? I mean,
So
well, they live, now, it does have a right of way, just like all of us do. But the right of way is for access
It's a-
only.
it's
It's in
a
all our
right of way.
deeds. Our attorneys have said that.
we allowed him one day to provide the information to show that there's some sort of pre-existing non-conforming structure or some sort of documentation saying that he's allowed to park a boat or have his own dock there.
How'd that work out?
None of that came up.
No.
Nowhere.
So then let's
You're-
just go
you're-
forward.
You're gonna see pictures from the old Ramona
That's what
Hotel.
we saw, yeah.
And there isn't a place on the Fulton chain, those old hotels that didn't have a dock, 4 docks, all kinds of stuff. There was one there. There was a concrete thing where the mail boat used to hit it and everything, and that, you're talking 100 years ago. So,
I'll get in.
Pictures of that on the slide.
Yeah, right.
we've got pictures of the old Ramona and all that stuff. It's kind,
We'll get an email to Brian, and maybe we'll get a phone call to discuss the email, and then he can respond with something. So that way, it's not just us, like having something that would provide direction for us. Like, hey, he is going to do this or that, or we can use our other law firm that we use. So, I do agree.
I think we have to
jumping
change
over
our
there.
path, because when he was here, it was kind of like, well, let's try that approach, but I think that.
I don't
we should
understand.
Go forward with a harder approach.
just call Bond Shennick and
Yeah.
King. They got people there that'll
I know.
get it done in a week.
Firm.
So I just know, because they used to be a,
It's frustrating. I'll tell you what. It's frustrating
I
for
know.
someone who sat down, and I'm somewhat new to it. I was a board member, but most of the time I wasn't. I visited that one time.
I always
So-
admire the fact that all the board members we saw, they came down, looked over, kicked the tires, talked to the neighbors, blah, blah, blah. So,
Yeah.
you can see what we're dealing with.
But what I'm getting at is it's been frustrating to sit down and try and do things the right way, work together, whatever, and then have it just boom, just be what it is now. This was just a few months ago.
I actually came tonight out of respect for the attorney, because I didn't want to have this conversation in front of him. Because if I was him, I'd be totally embarrassed and mad and everything else. But I wanted to have that with all of you, so you could actually hear all the truths and things. But if I was gonna give you any advice, Von Schenk and King, go right to the town court, get that
Right to
done.
the town court, yeah.
Go right to the town court,
Yep.
have the town court rule on this, hopefully in our favor, say, move the docks, and if you don't at the end, and have the clock moving. It's X dot, how much is it a day or a week?
$200.
$200 a day.
And
So how much do you
for
think
the-
he's accrued so far?
For the-
Pick a date, you can go back a couple of years.
Well,
for the boards, for the purposes of the board, that's where we were. Jay's right here. We were at that point to go to the town court.
Well, let's
That's
go.
flat out where we were,
Let's
and
just
then.
go.
Thank you.
But again, are we
Yeah, I mean,
supposed
that's-
to
that
provide
was-
direction in
that
a
was
legal
actually-
matter?
After Tom and I sat down and we sent out the second notice of violation, that was just recently, the clock was supposed to start ticking from that point forward.
Do you know the date of that, when that went out?
Off the top of my head, I don't, but obviously.
Within 30 days, 60 days?
Oh, it was, gotta be close to 2 months now.
and last,
We were hoping before Memorial Day weekend when boats and stuff were going to start going in. That's when it started. So I think it came shortly after that.
Yeah, so
and frankly, last year Bonnie said, talk to the attorney, they're gonna be in touch with you, they want, us and the Carries. We've got pictures, we've got records, we've got the survey from when Hollister made that a subdivision back in 1970, I mean, it's 50-something years ago. And we never heard from them.
The zoning was in place in 1970s. So, I mean, these rules haven't changed.
All right, I've said my piece.
Thank you.
for listening.
Thank you.
Well, one thing we as the board also have to remember too, and Jay mentioned it today to me, that there's people watching this case.
Yeah.
So there's other people that are probably in violation. They're saying, hey man, if this just goes away, then we're good.
Might as well get rid of the codes department, might as well get rid of the ZBA.
Right. Why do we have codes? So this is a bigger issue than one, you know, it's huge.
And that, you know, but Bonnie was,
Sideline setback for that dock is 25 feet.
yeah.
And right away,
On the
it's
property
25.
line.
And also for the record is what's the 200 foot? How many docks you can have within
You
200
have-
feet?
You need 200 feet of waterfront to have 2 docks, and there's not even 200 feet of waterfront there.
184, yeah.
So the zoning board was generous to give them that second dock that they centered in that.
Which is a third dock though, because they already have one down the way, don't they?
Right, so
That's-
Doesn't Bob
that's
have one
what I'm
Now
down?
there's 3.
Now there's 3.
the way
saying. Now
that
there's three, right, the
But the way
illegal
to
dock
see
is the
this-
third dock.
codes have been broken, it's just, let's go.
Yep.
Been broken.
And that was the thing before with Bonnie. She said this, we've got to set a tone here and she,
Yeah, we gotta go.
We
Let's
did.
go.
this is gonna be an issue townwide.
And it
And
doesn't help, not to
how do you not
pick
listen?
one down, it doesn't help
I
that
know that's.
they're short-term rental people, and so you never know what you got going on down there, and there's people doing zip jet skis and stuff, so I mean, it's just compound. Thank you for listening.
You know,
Thank you for your patience on this one.
I'm not patient. Thank you for saying that.
You sounded patient.
Yeah, it's pretty frustrating, that's for sure.
Oh, that's right too. Okay. Correct.
Tanner needs some.
Again, Jay's been great. Really has.
He's an okay guy, stop. Now, let's not go too far.
And frankly, Andy was great, and Steve was great. They were all frustrated in this whole thing. I mean, it wasn't like Jay came in and just uncovered this. We've been battling it since 2022. 4 years now.
Wow.
Well, and the taxpayer's been paying a lot of money for nothing. Hate to say it, our town attorney's been doing stuff and we've been paying bills and,
I wouldn't give him a second chance or 12th chance. I mean, we gotta try something different. Folks. It just is not good. It'll be more of the same. What, nothing's gonna change. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm supposed to write these down, Mike.
Could be a bingo Hannah winning. All right, everything signed?
Everything's fine.
Okay.
You guys got anything else? Good. See you
I got
Tuesday?
Good. See you
remember
Tuesday.
Maybe.
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 We'll be here, but
Okay.